Well, Chris, there is a lot to unpack from that one today. Where do you want to start?
Firstly, the supporters today were amazing, absolutely outstanding, and I feel their pain, you know. But I think we played against a good side today. Make no doubt about it. We played against a good side. I thought we gave a really good account of ourselves. We couldn't have done any more than what we did, I felt, today. But the supporters, honestly, I can't thank them enough. Absolutely outstanding, completely. They stayed with us all the way to the end, you know, and you could see at the end of the game they were pleased with the performance. Obviously not the result, but yeah, a lot to take on board. But yeah, just another defeat, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with regards to the supporters. The referee, obviously he's the topic of the conversation today. Don't really want to be talking about him, but we can't help but ask about some of those decisions, especially what looked like a stonewall penalty on Dylan in the first half. I mean, what was your take on that?
What was the attendance today?
387, I think.
387. Well, 387 people thought it was a penalty. 22 players thought it was a penalty. I even think the linesmen think it was a penalty. But do you know what? I can't control that, can I? You know, I mean, it's frustrating. At the moment, we're not getting the luck. And we certainly, well, actually, I'll tell you what, today we got a lot of luck today and it was all bad. You know, we make all our changes and we lose Jonesy as well. But how good were the boys at the end to keep going? We threw I mean, at the end there, I think their goalkeeper said it might have actually went over the line. We're not sure, but we threw everything at them second half, and I couldn't be proud of the young lads today. You know, but like I said, it just hurts with another defeat.
All of the goals, of course, came in that first half, but it was a first 45 where we looked very good, especially going forward, and a great goal for Dylan as well. You must be pleased with that. Yeah,
Dylan done really well today. You know, I think we had a great chance early on, didn't we? Unfortunately, but yeah, you know, when we got the goal, I thought we didn't deserve to be behind. I did feel the last maybe 7 or 8 minutes of the first half, I thought we had lost our way and we needed half time. And I try to point out half time the importance of going out there and having no regrets and having a real good go at them, and you know, let's get something out of this game. And I just feel disappointed for the boys. You know, I feel gutted for them today because they did really put a good shift in, but I'm not too disappointed with the performance. I think we played a team that are unbeaten. I think there are only 1 or 2 teams that are unbeaten, and we gave it everything we could today, and we just fell a little bit short, unfortunately.
Coming in at half time, what was your message to the lads at the break?
I said if we're going to lose today, I didn't think we'd lose. I said we've got to go out there. I felt we were feeling sorry for ourselves. I thought we were a little bit miserable. Our body language was poor, but I felt we tried to address that at half time, and I felt they come out second half, and I thought they did. They couldn't have done a lot more, really. I felt they gave everything, and I think the keeper's made a wonderful save, and he missed the last header of the game. But it just, yeah, disappointing.
And that body language, did you feel like you got a response to that second?
I felt so.
You saw an improvement.
Yeah, I felt so. I think it was. You got to remember you're playing against a good team. You know, we've got to remember that. They've got a good manager. They've got good lads. And sometimes I play games and I sort of look at opponents and I think, how many of their players would you take? And you can see why they're unbeaten, can't you? But I think he'll probably agree with me when I say we probably deserve something out of it. But again, it's another game that we've lost.
I know it's an easy answer to say, you know, what do we do to turn this around? We've got to win games, but how do we go about doing that? What more do we need to do to get those points on the board?
Well, we after the Coventry game, the management team and we met up on the Monday, went through some things we want to try and do differently ourselves, because you know, I'm not a manager who's going to stand there and blame everybody else. At the end of the day, I'll pick the team, I'll sign the players, and we looked at what we wanted to do going forward. And we did that. We've implemented them changes. I've asked the players to take a little bit more responsibility as well, and we stick to the plan. Unfortunately, at the moment, we're not getting the results, and it does hurt. But what do? Do you know what? We've just got to keep working really hard, and we've got to work a little bit harder, and then we've got to work a little bit harder on top of that. We've got to stay together. I think the dressing room's tight. There's been somewhere in the region of about 5 or 6, 7 days that have come in for a lot of our players. And every player that I've spoke to has said they want to stay, and that says a lot about the club in the position that we're in. We did go ourselves for 1 or 2 players, and to be fair, we made what I thought were like really good offers, you know, but unfortunately wasn't enough. But I'm not, as a manager, I'm not going to waste the club's money. I'm not going to pay over the odds for people. I treat the money as my own, and I will not spend to sign someone for the sake of signing someone. You know, someone's got to come in and make a real difference, but will not be breaking the bank, because we've got to make sure. I think one of the first things, my first job was to make sure we were on a pitch, whatever the level, and that's still the same. So I know that the board been excellent, you know, and there's we can be active, but it's got to be for the right price. We're not going to pay over the odds.
It's a short trip to Cambridge City next week for, well, I suppose, what is a not so northern Premier League game. What are you expecting from that, and what do you know about Cambridge City? Yeah, I
mean, I know a few of the boys. Robbie, the manager there, I've known for a long time. Feel a bit, you know, I did message his brother actually, Reece, the other day. They lost his father a little while ago, which again puts life into perspective. So Cambridge City is a good club, you know, and you know, come up against them lots of times in the past. So we know it's going to be on a 3G. I know they'll like to play. So we've got 2 sessions to work on some bits again this week, and yeah, try and get something out of the game.
Well, Chris, as ever, thanks for your time.
Cheers, thank you.
This is AFCRDTV, and the final score here at Hayden Road for this Saturday afternoon: AFC Rushden Diamonds 1, Hinckley LRFC 2. And to speak with us now for a few minutes is the captain, the skipper, Luke Massingham. Luke, dearie me, Diamonds deserve better today.
Yeah, completely agree. I think, listen, I don't think you'll see a better performance from us so far this season than today out there on the pitch. I think the lads gave it everything. To go toe-to-toe with a side that's unbeaten in this league shows where we're at. It shows the progression we're making and that we're actually putting in on the training ground. But listen, that's a real tough one to take today.
I thought especially the first half, that possibly Diamond's best 45 minutes of the season so far.
Yeah, listen, I think, do you know what, we're working so hard on everything. We're working so hard to get the ball in the right areas, get the ball in the box, give the strikers the best chance, and defend as a unit. And do you know what, today we done all of those things. Listen, we made a couple of mistakes, but you know, we're getting in the right areas now, and everyone can see that. Listen, the crowd, I've got to say a special thank you to the fans. They were absolutely amazing today. So last minute singing, you know, like, listen, we aren't on the best run, but they are showing us all that we need, and hopefully, you know, they're seeing that we're giving back as much as we can.
Exactly. Hinckley took the lead just before the half-hour mark. Brennan with a goal in the 28th minute, but Diamond strike back only 5 minutes later. Dylan Edge with a goal in the 33rd minute, and we're hoping Dylan will stay with the team, or possibly he's going back to Corby Town.
Yeah, listen, I don't know anything on that. That's obviously Chris is,
of course,
sorting that out. But listen, I'd love to keep Dylan. I think he's been quality for us. You know, I think he's added something else to the team that we needed, and you know, he's a great lad in the change room as well. So I'd love to keep him for sure.
So that was a good goal by Dylan there, but Diamonds could have scored so many more, including yourself, especially in the first half.
Yeah, listen, it's a tough one, isn't it? You know, sometimes you don't get that luck. Sometimes it doesn't fall in the right place at the right time. But we just got to keep going. We have to keep going. You know, we've shown some positive things. We've shown some negative things as well. But you know, I feel like we're working all those negatives so much. You know, we are so close now, and hopefully it just clicks this weekend coming.
Hinckley regained the lead just 5 minutes before halftime, so it's 2-1 at the interval. And the last thing I thought we'd have a scoreless second half, but you got to give Hinckley credit; they defended well.
Yeah. Listen, they was hanging on at the end. You could tell. You know, and as I said, we threw everything we could at it. You know, at the end, ball does or doesn't cross the line. I didn't see it, to be honest.
Oh, that was in the added time. We had like 8 minutes of added time at the end of the match.
Yeah, listen, we know what that's down to, but you know, listen, can't fault the boys' application today. You absolutely can't. You know, we went in at half time, a bit disappointed with ourselves actually, even though we'd done so well. And you know, it shows to come out, pick yourselves up, and give the second half performance that we did. You know, keep a clean sheet in the second half, and work our way to try and nick a goal back at the end. You know, shows where we're at the moment.
Well, needless to say, it's been a rough 2 months, August, September, and we can put that behind us now. Hopefully October will bring better results for Diamonds. I mean, luck has to go our way eventually.
Listen, the tide will change. I think everyone's just got to stick with us, just like we are. You know, the lads are so tight in there. You know, we're working so hard. Everyone's just got to stick with us, and the tide will change.
Well, I know the old cliche, one game at a time, and the
One
next
game at a
game,
time.
Cambridge City, that will be a rare Sunday match. It's been
Yep.
changed to a Sunday afternoon, so early thoughts about that game.
Listen, I don't know anything about them as a club, but listen, you know, we approach every game the same. Respect every opponent, and you know, listen to the instructions we're given, and try and do what we can do on the pitch. You know, the tide will change, and when it does, I think it'll be a frightening sight. You know, when it all clicks, you know, I'm really excited for that, because you know, you see glimpses of it, and I think everyone does. I think everyone sees. You know, the fans wouldn't still be behind us so much if we wasn't given as much as we are. And like I said earlier, I cannot thank them enough, and I hope it continues.
All right, cheers, Luke.
Cheers, appreciate it.